I'll never let you go.
If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets That, the podcast where we watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene, so you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
And we're back with part 2 of Transcendence.
That's right.
2014 Johnny Depp AI is the future movie.
Yeah, my favorite 2014 Johnny Depp AI movie. by a long shot.
By a long shot, yeah. So where did we leave off? We had chaos was just happening, right? We got things are kind of falling apart. We got Max is uploaded to the metaverse there. We got Rebecca Hall on the run, and they're heading to some secret place that Max is taking her to.
FBI is raiding all the rift spots, arresting people, taking them off the streets.
Taking names, kicking ass.
It's kind of like the climax of the movie.
Yeah, it really kind of is.
Well, or at least the important part.
So then we find the town we're headed to, and it's called Brightwood.
That's right. The perfect place to build. I think it's on the sign.
It is. Yep. It looks like a pretty shitty town. Desolate. Not much going on. One of those desert ghost towns almost.
Yeah, but like there are people there. That's because I was like, oh, it must be like some abandoned ghost town. But like, no, there's definitely 100 people that live here.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a population of 100, and they're just mostly look like meth heads.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So then we cut to a diner, and Evelyn is talking to our guy Clifton Collins Jr. there. I guess he's the contractor. The guy who's his name is he's Martin, right? And he's gonna do all the work, I guess, to build
Martin.
Yeah. Marty.
Yes, that's right. And he's basically she's like, we want to build this like data center bunker thing underneath the whole town. And he's like, what? Are you sure this place is not a place that is interesting? And she's like, no, you don't understand. Like, I own the town now. Me and my husband own the town now. There's no number that's too big. Yeah. And he's like, okie dokie.
All right. There's a steady paycheck involved. I'll believe whatever you say.
Yeah.
So then we cut to trucks and equipment and get to work, right?
Meanwhile, in the Sierra Nevada mountains.
Northern California. You get a title card there. Another Rift hideout, right?
People burning IDs and cell phones. And you're like, I don't think that's how this works.
Yeah. And then we got Max looking a little rough, like the shot from the trailer, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
His beard now.
Mara gives a speech about herself and stuff and how all this is bad, right?
Yep. She used to work for the monkey guy. One night he invited them to the lab like he had just cured cancer, but he actually had uploaded the monkey. And they were all really happy at first until they realized that like the monkey didn't breathe or eat or sleep. It just screamed, begging to be turned off.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't believe this is happening.
She's like, there's a small group of us that got together and we talked about your philosophies, Max, your concerns. Just thought you should know. And then she like walks away and he's like, I'm in a cage still. Help me.
Help, please. So then we cut to FBI, right?
Yep.
Morgan Freeman said something here. I don't know if it was important. I was just kind of
he's like, Penn couldn't understand the difference between right and wrong. And the agent's like, no. And Morgan Freeman's like, yes. Like, okay. What?
I was like, all right, good. I guess I didn't miss anything.
No, you didn't miss anything important. It was the stupidest scene of all time.
And then they rewatched the God comment from the opening, right?
Yeah. To be clear for the listeners, because I guess it's obvious to us, but not them. When he said no and Morgan Freeman says yes, they're talking about like the implied here is that Will and Evelyn have done the unthinkable.
Yeah.
It's just like the reason why Penn couldn't understand the difference between right and wrong is that it's not a person. Yes. And so the implication here is that a person has been artificial intelligence.
Artificially intelligized.
That's right.
So we're back at the shit town. Construction's going on. I mean, at the end of the day, like between the solar panels and this building they're building, like what are the logistics and how long did that like?
I mean, well, we're going to find out shortly that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
A lot of time passes here, like an inordinate amount of like. How does everyone just ignore this for as long as we find out in a minute?
So we're back in the mountains with the Rift Gang, right? And some dudes comes in. He's like, "Yeah, they're building something big out there." Okay. And then Bree like shows photos to Max, and here's some stuff, and
well, not in the cage anymore. Important.
Not in the cage. No, he's got a little probably Stockholm syndrome now since he's been abducted. So,
well, is it Stockholm syndrome or was Rift always right?
I think Rift was always right. Yeah, and it's just like stuff from the trailer. Max is giving a speech about it needing power, and then there's like a kind of a mini montage, like kind of back and forth of like Evelyn like walking down in a data center, walking through the solar panels. I was like, oh, that was fast. And Paul's still giving like this voiceover speech.
It's got to expand to perhaps the entire world.
To influence the entire world.
Okay.
And then we get the old, how do we stop it? You can't. You have to wait for it to go too far, or wait for people to wake up. Like,
yeah.
Jesus.
Like, we can't wait. And he's like, well, you're about to.
It's very on the nose technology and humans dialogue right there. But hey, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
And we're back at the Brightwood data center, right?
That's right. Where it's like basically a recreation of their house, Will and Evelyn's house.
Yes.
And the music starts playing. It's like that shitty like folk song that's like a Bob Dylan ripoff or whatever.
So there's like candles lit and like a record playing. I'm like, who set this up? Like he didn't. He's a what?
I mean, he must have.
So they share a memory of like how they first met, right? And then time passes, record player starts skipping, computer screens flickering, and she wakes up kind of like in a sweat. Like seems like she woke up from like a nightmare or something, right?
Yeah, basically that's kind of it.
Yeah. And then we get a title card 2 years later.
Yeah. So she's walking through the lab now. It seems well established. This is when we get kind of from the trailer, but not quite. There's like we see plants growing really fast, and we see there's like a water purifier thing that's purifying water. And Will's like, take a look around. Didn't we did it. Nanotechnology. We had a breakthrough.
And I love it when it comes down to nanobots.
Go the nanobots. Like we can rebuild anything faster than before. We can overcome any medical challenge. And he's like, people will be scared at first because people are stupid, but don't worry, it's progress. Okay. So far, so good.
Cut to the shit town, right? And we got this kid on a scooter. He's just littering.
I thought he was a paper boy at first. And I was like, no, I guess he's not a paper boy.
No, there's no news to give to that town.
Well, all the flyers he's passing out say the truth about Brightwood.
Yes. And then we cut to like a diner or something like that, right? We got the contractor Martin there. He's got like a wad of cash, and we got the couple locals eyeing him. And then hours later, they jump him, right? They rob him. He's
like doing work on the solar panels for some reason in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Like inexplicably. In the movie, what they show you is they're like punch him and they take his money, like, we got the money, and then they run away.
Yeah.
What actually apparently happens is they like beat him severely.
Yeah.
I don't understand when this occurred.
Like the actual outcome of what happened to him was way more harsh than what is actually shown.
Yes. Like I think what must have happened is these randos like beat him, took his money, and then his crew came by and was like, we've been busting our asses in the desert. Like, time to show this guy who's boss.
Let's kick his ass again.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's the only explanation. Because then we cut to they bring him into the lab, right?
Yeah, they like drag his basically corpse in.
Yeah.
And the guys are like, oh, what are we going to do? We just found him like this. We definitely didn't do it. And he's like super mangled, and he's like, I don't know, like kind of becoming awake, and they'd start doing nanotechnology on him. Like,
nanobots. Yeah. And Johnny Depp's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm going to save him. We got this. Yeah. And then hours later pass, and he's awake, and his wounds are being healed by the nanotechnology.
And then we cut back outside to see the fruits of our labor here.
Yeah.
We see Evelyn overseeing the construction on the solar panels or something stupid.
Yeah.
And Martin is back at work, and he's like lifting a giant, like,
he's a superhuman now,
solar panel array. Yeah. Like on his own. You're like, wait, what? And
he's like, he's like, some of the guys around here think it's a little weird that I'm back and whatever, I'm doing this stuff, but whatever.
It's cool though. It's cool.
And
then he like turns into Will.
I love the Johnny Depp voice on like other people, like voice.
Yes. He's just like, I connected myself to this guy so that I can touch you. And everyone's like, what?
What? I don't know this guy. Like, what do you like? I mean, I know him, but like, I don't.
She's obviously freaked out. He's like, oh man.
Oh, I was looking to get some cyber sex going here.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So then, yeah, I was like, what is going on? This is getting goofy here. And then we get like a dream montage, right? We get the flowers and raindrops again.
Yeah, Evelyn's doing a little computer stuff inside too. I think it's supposed to be, you're thinking like, oh, maybe she's having second thoughts about this whole.
Yeah, a little bit, right?
But yeah,
and then we get the shot from the trailer where her and Depp are having a little sexy time, and then he turns into digital dust there, right?
Yep, just like the trailer.
It's a nightmare. The dream and this movie.
Yep.
We cut back to the Riff Gang. I don't know. The kid that was on the scooter gives something to Bree.
Oh, well, so before that was when, right before that, she wakes up again. And then Will's like, we made a breakthrough last night. You have to see it. And she's like, I guess so. I'll get dressed.
Yeah. That's right.
So that's when she goes out and he blows her a kiss through his screen and she touches his screen and it's weird. And then we see the kid out on the dirt bike, the paper boy, and he gives the video of the guy lifting like 800 pounds to Bree. And she's like, that guy's lifting like 800 pounds.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know. I'm just a kid.
And then we cut back to the solar field. We got Martin. He's doing some more late night work and he's just with some.
Seemingly now he doesn't need to sleep or do it. Like, I think that's kind of the implication is like now he can work around the clock.
Yes.
And then a guy in a wheelchair shows up.
Yeah.
Kind of out of nowhere.
And this is like another one of those moments of like, why? What's happening?
Yeah.
Why is this just happening? Like,
yep. And then the guy welcomes him, Martin. He's like, I'm so glad you're here. And like brings him into the inside. And you're like, interesting.
Okay.
And then it cuts to the scene with wheelchair guy now walking around. He's healed. Mm-hmm. And he's got a line of people with disabilities that he's shuffling into the compound here. Yeah. Because apparently Riff posted that video online. That was how they all found out, right?
Yes. And it went viral, right? But Depp is like, well, now I think it's time for everyone to see what we have here, right?
It went he's like telling Evelyn, it went viral. And she's like, you let it go viral. Like, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, no, it's important. And he's apparently just like making a bunch of enhanced humans now.
I love the name of the. That's so stupid.
It was from Rift later.
It's so stupid. I can't wait till we get there. All right. So then
cut to plane.
Yeah, got the plane.
Got the plane.
Got the plane, boss.
Tiny plane.
And then we get Freeman and Agent Buchanan there. I guess buddies for the last 2 years still.
Yeah, just hanging out,
just friends. I don't like what
cybersecurity stuff. Well, he knew Buchanan before.
He did. You're right. Yeah.
So they're continued their friendship apparently. And
so they get dropped off on the tour bus, right? The tour bus drops them off at the Brightwood data center there
with all the sick people. Yep.
And Evelyn gives them a tour, and then we cut down to the lab, and we meet. They meet the new Will Caster here, and like, is that Will Caster?
My God.
You glad to see me? And he's like, can you prove that you're self-aware? I'm like, it just jumps to these things and then just like gets right into it's just very
yeah. And then just like Penn, when we first got introduced to Penn, he's like, I don't know. That's a difficult question. Can you prove that you're self-aware?
Oh.
Oh, you're just like the other computer. Good funny joke.
Yeah, I get that.
Good callback.
Quantum processors, right?
Yeah. They're like, wait, what? Like, what have you done?
They show off what the nanotech here can do, and the guy from Dark Knight Rises there, he was blind, and they fix him, and he can see now.
He can see, yeah. And Morgan Freeman's like, what?
Nanotech, ain't it great? We're out to the solar field, I believe, right?
Yeah, this is when Will does a lot of exposition about what's going on here. He's like, we're not hiding any of this. These people came on their own. You know, they remain autonomous, but they can also work as a hive mind if they need to. You're like, wait, what?
I'm sorry. Can you take a two steps back? Yeah. Easy there, AI. Let's pull it back a notch here.
And everyone's like, yeah, at first I thought it was going to be too much, but like apparently people are cool with this. And Morgan Freeman's like, are you tapped? Like, what are you talking about?
you guys convinced a bunch of meth heads that shot up some nanotech? Yeah, I don't think it's a hard sell.
What? Yeah, and she's just like, well, I've gotten everything I've ever asked for. And he's like, okay then.
And he sneaks her a little note.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that they take off in a hybrid, a little Leaf, like your car.
That's right. Beep. Yeah, fully electric, baby. Yeah,
all right. And then she gets a note and she opens it up and it just says, run from this place.
Yeah. So then she watches them drive away, and then she just walks away, like back to the bunker.
The end. And then we cut to the airfield and a quick chat between Buchanan and Morgan Freeman here. Yeah, Joseph there. Basically just being like, we gotta call in Washington.
It's building an army.
Building an army out there. We need to call Washington. Bring this up the flagpole.
Then we cut back to Max, who apparently is part of Rift now, like through and through.
Yeah, he's fully on board. He's trying to.
It seems like he's almost the co-leader now, basically.
Yeah, he's drank the Kool-Aid. He's all in. They show him video of the people, the workers, right?
He's made more of them.
I can't
call them hybrids.
I can't.
What?
we call them hybrids. Like that's
it's not very clever. Yeah, okay. I guess they're part machine, part human now. Fine.
Like hybrid, like my car? No.
No, totally different.
Totally different.
Hybrid, like when you mix two things together. Yes, that exactly. That's right.
That's it. Oh, that's a cool name. Okay.
So Max is like, oh, people might listen now. Like hybrids. My God, that's where people draw the line. Oh, okay.
Oh my God. Then they cut back to the bar, and we've got FBI guy talking with other government guy here.
Some government dude, yeah.
I think he's a colonel something, whatever.
Okay.
Colonel Jessup.
And the agent's like, Buchanan's like, we got to keep this small. This is a legit threat.
Oh my God.
The only way to stop it is to shut down the internet. Y2K.
Oh my God. I was like,
what?
Are you just like saying like buzzwords right now? Is that?
Yes. Yes. And the military guy's like, so wait, why do we need to work with the terrorists again? And he's like, well, we need someone to blame. And they've got that other guy.
We need to shut down the internet, the entire thing, every hard drive.
Y2K all over again.
What?
Famously happened Y2K.
Famously, yeah. Good stuff. All right, so then we're outside. I don't know, right? We got Max meeting with Morgan Freeman's character there, just out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, he's like, "How did they turn you?" You're like, wait, it's like, haven't you noticed what's going on? Why aren't you?
Yeah, like whatever. You went to it, you saw it, like. And then Max is like, "Oh, he sent him a letter," and he's like, "Yeah, I can shut it down.
I can hack him with a virus."
But he said he needed some tech from his from Morgan Freeman's government buddies, right?
And he's like, "We got to kid." Well, no, it's not. We need tech from one of his government buddies. It's we need to kidnap one of them, one of the hybrids.
Oh, one of the okay, yeah.
We need one of the hybrids so that way we can have access to the source code that he's updated. Because now they're networked, so
right.
The source code lives in all of them.
That's right. It's a hive mind now, right?
But so they need a vehicle with no microchips, like nothing that can be uploaded or whatever to anything. It's like all very stupid and frustrating. You're like, there's no practical way you can pull this off at this point.
Yeah, and then we cut to like military installation being set up or something.
Right, they're like building a dead spot. They're supposedly they're trying to build a place that's like tech free.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's their own Faraday cage, right?
Right. They're trying to make a prison for this person that they're trying to capture. Then,
right.
It's like somehow this is all going to work well.
Yes. Remember all that copper from the beginning of the movie? It's back. It's back, baby.
Yeah. Also, this movie has probably like it's no kissing booth, but it has a lot of montages, and like half of them are construction montages.
Yeah.
Was Volvo paying for this? Like,
and we cut back to the lab, and she's like in the made up home, whatever it is, Evelyn there, and she's having dinner and she's drinking wine. I'm like, who's this old lady who's here? Just like
the servants, the new enhanced hybrid servants that they have. Like that's how things get off the rails.
Right. When you turn meth heads into servants. Yes.
Right.
And then I love how he's like making fake plate noises, make it seem like he's there eating.
She's like, can you not do that, please?
Fucking stop.
Oh, I thought it would make you more comfortable. No,
it's pretty weird.
I also like how he's got like a digital fish that just like follows him around in the screens now. And you're like, what kind of screensaver is this? I don't understand.
It's a Windows 95 screensaver.
What?
Yeah, and then we get the classic him jumping into another lab tech's body, right? Because she leaves, right?
Well, he's in everyone's body now all the time. He doesn't have to jump anywhere.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, it's a shot of like this actor talking, but it's got Depp's voice, whatever. I was like, what is even happening right now? And then they're having a little bit of an argument. And then he's like basically digitized her thoughts or something. Or
well, so this is when there's a bunch of things that kind of happen here first.
Yeah.
So he's like, back to the lab. This guy needs to show Evelyn something, and she's like, I don't want to do any of this. It's not just like a small fight. They have a huge fight. Like Will's like, this is the future, and she's like, you're not even here with me. Like this isn't our future. This is like you're a fucking computer now. And he's like, did you fall out of love with me? And she's like, no, of course not. He's like, did you fall out of love with me? And she's like, I just need some time to think. And he's like, the balance of the chemicals in your system is unusual. And she's like, what? And then he literally says, I'm trying to empathize with you by reading your hormones. You're like, what? And so she's like, well, show me everything you've got. And that's when he shows her the charts and like all the whatever. And she's like, these are my thoughts, feelings. You're not allowed to see that.
Yeah, I would say that might be a safety tip there. Don't tell someone. Don't tell someone you're trying to empathize by reading your hormones.
Yeah. I think the safety tip is when you convert yourself to AI.
Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole to your wife.
Is that tip number 37?
Think so. Seems easy enough.
That seems pretty straightforward.
So then we get back to outside, and Martin, I don't remember who he's even talking to at this point. He's just like, you don't understand. Like, wait, who are you saying that to? Oh, wait, no, I guess it was probably Will using Martin's body to say you don't understand. Because then that's when explosions start, right?
Yeah. This is just
chaos,
mind-boggling to me. So stuff just starts exploding, right? And then Max pops up out of like the underground or something. I'm like, what?
It's awesome, and he's got a gun now.
I was like, cool. You're a scientist, man, not James Bond.
Yeah, the transition here makes exactly as much sense as you think it does, listener. Like none.
It's like, okay, they're like, we just need to have some action happen now. Let's just do this. and then Max, he just shoots a dude. I'm like, you're a fucking scientist. Like,
Martin's like, why are you so afraid of me? Or like, it was a different nano guy, not necessarily Martin, I guess.
Yeah.
Why are you so afraid of us? So yeah, he just shoots him a bunch.
Yeah.
And he heals a bunch.
Yes. And then the Rift gang here basically murders all these people. I'm like, what is happening? Why are they?
But then they all just heal. You're like, I don't know. I've got problems with all of this.
I've got issues with a lot of things here.
Yeah. Martin's get inside, Evelyn. You got to get to safety. And Max and crew try to escape, but the hybrids run really fast.
They're like Terminators, basically. Terminator would have been you could have used that as a pitch.
That would have been good. Yeah,
definitely.
Nuts.
Yeah.
What, you don't think What's Eating Gilbert Grape applied as much as?
No, I mean maybe more so. No, I think you're still good.
Terminator doesn't have Johnny Depp.
So then it's just kind of chaos. This whole sequence was just chaos. And why it exists and why it's happening. And So, and we cut back to lab, right?
We get a lot of quick cuts at this point where it's we're in the lab. Wills tells Evelyn that there's no way that the humans can win at this point. She's like, stop it. They're people. Like, what are you doing? And he's like, no, it's okay. We have to do this.
Yeah.
I'm transcending them is what he gets to in a second, which is very frustrating.
The third time the name of the movie has been said.
Mm-hmm.
And we get to cut to the solar field, right? And it's more nanotech coming out of the ground, right?
Yeah, I think I skipped a lot of my own notes because I just wanted to be done with this faster. But yes.
So we're starting to see Evelyn's like coming to her senses, right? And she's starting to become afraid of Will, right?
Yeah, there's still a half an hour left of the movie at this point somehow.
Yeah, I was just like, wow, this movie's 2 hours long again.
I know, so long.
Don't need it. Need it.
No. They build like much bigger solar panels than nanobots that are coming out of the ground for some reason. Like double the size of the solar panels, more power. And then they all just kind of start floating up into the air suspiciously. And it's
just a shot from the trailer. She's like watching this happen, right? We cut back to the Rift gang and they're with the FBI now. Right?
Right before that, there's a quick lab scene where she is like when she finds the bodies.
Yeah.
So that's a big one. So she's like wandering around in the lab, and she's like, there's all these weird like body kits that are kind of happening, and Will's making a hand from scratch.
Yeah.
Like just from nanotechnology or whatever. And he's like, this is it. This is the thing I've been trying to show you for the last 5 scenes. Regeneration, evolution.
Yeah. You just 3D printed a hand. That's all. Get over yourself, AI.
Yeah. And he's like, where are you going? And she's like, it's not safe here. And he's like, I can upload you and keep you safe. And she's like, no, I'm not afraid of them. I'm afraid of you. He's like, don't leave. Please don't leave. And then, yeah, it's all very dumb. So then we cut back to the Rift Gang. Yeah.
They're at their base here. Yeah. And they got Martin, the contractor guy who got his ass kicked twice. And I was like, wait, so the FBI and the Rift are now working together? Like,
yeah. That's what happened when Agent Buchanan was like, why do we have to work with the government guy he was talking to? He's like, why do we have to work with the terrorists?
Oh, that's right. Back at the bar. Right.
We need somebody to blame. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
That's classic
government goals.
Classic government move.
The enemy of my enemy is my also enemy.
So they bring in Martin there, right? And is this where they test? They upload the virus that Max had written, right?
Not quite. So Martin's bleeding out, and
yes,
he's like, Max, if you don't connect me, I'm going to die. And Max is like, we can't connect you.
Yeah,
like that's kind of the whole point here.
Yes.
And then that's when we cut to the outside, and we see that the nano stuff floating into the sky is starting to make like a big storm cloud.
Yes.
And so it's like it's starting to form.
Yeah.
Then we go back inside, and
it's raining
in the base, and she's like, yeah, it starts raining. The guy's like, what the hell? You're like, wait, it's pouring rain everywhere now, apparently across the whole desert. Inexplicably, Evelyn just drives around town and gets a hotel room. And you're like, what?
Yeah, it's I guess her escaping, and she like takes off her wedding ring. It's done. We're done, right?
Yeah.
And then it just cuts to like the next morning, and there's dudes in hazmat suits who just break in and kidnap her. I'm like,
what? But they take the wedding ring too. So, phew.
Oof, thank God.
I was worried.
Don't want to lose that. And then we're back with the Rift. Yeah. It's been me the entire time. Basically. Yeah, we're back with the Rift Gang here, and the FBI. Everyone's all together. Shot from the trailer. Mm-hmm. I was confused at first because, like, oh yeah, Martin's been dead. He's been dead for a while. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. And this is when they couldn't upload the virus to Martin because he died. Yes. She's like, I want to talk to Martin.
Right.
And he's like, don't worry, what's left of him is no longer in pain. And you're like, wait, what do you say? And then Kate Mara's like, we gave him back his humanity. You're like, what?
Oh my God. So then Max is like, oh, let me show you something, right? And he goes outside and he grabs a little
it's rainwater.
It's rainwater right here. Look at that. And they do a little science on it, right? And he shows her basically that the nanotech is everywhere and it's replicating. Mm-hmm. It's in the skies, it's in our water, right? Mm-hmm. And then we get a whole exposition about technology existing just to serve its own needs and blah blah blah.
Yeah. By next summer, the machine is going to have encased the entire planet, apparently. And you're like, wait, what? What's happening? Like this is like I said, the first half of this movie, I was kind of like, okay, all right, and then it just completely stops making sense and moves way too fast.
Got to keep up with that AI, man.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then Max is talking about, I don't know, stuff and life and whatever. And so they come up with a plan here. And Evelyn's basically like, well, just give me the virus and he'll upload me. And then ta-da. And everyone's kind of like, yeah, that's a great plan. Let's do it.
Basically, yeah.
You'll die though. Yeah, fuck it.
I mean, more or less, yeah.
So, all right. And then it like cuts to like, just like another like mini montage of like very Mad Max Fury Road-esque shot of like all the trucks driving through the desert. Mm-hmm. And then they drive across and hit a puddle and it goes into slow-mo to show you like the water droplets. And it's like, I guess when they hit the puddle of water, that triggers all the nano bots and the hybrids there.
It's right? Part of the alert system. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
I guess. Like nothing like these little things are explained. I guess they don't have to be, but
I'm kind of glad they're not.
Yeah.
Because like it's obvious enough. Like you're like,
yeah, I guess.
I mean, Paul Bettany just said it's. I mean, because they do explain it. Paul Bettany's like, it's in the land, it's in the water, it's in literally everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
so then we cut back to the shit town here.
Military is just like rolling through town.
Just barreling through like, what up? We're here. And they set up camp and they all hang out on the rooftop.
Yeah, they're like setting up like heavy artillery, and like Max is watching something with a telescope. Like he's like somehow has a view of the solar panels from like a mile away. Way more than that. It's probably like 10 miles away. Why?
What is going on here? Why is this happening? And then we cut to the solar field, right? And
she arrives.
So Evelyn shows up. She's all juiced up with the virus, right? And she shows up, and then we get everyone on the building is like watching them with the binoculars and their telescopes and whatever, right? But then we get like a real Will Castor, like in the flesh.
The big reveal, is that him? It can't be. It's him, all right.
So did he just bring his own light? How does this work?
That was the whole scene from like a couple scenes ago. That's why. Damn it, you weren't even paying attention anymore.
No,
the one where he's making the hand out of scrap. Like,
right.
Making a new body for himself. That's what he's trying to show her.
Yeah, okay.
That's the whole premise here.
Right. I think when I was watching, I missed the hand making scene.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So when they got to this, I was like, how is he?
Yeah, that's the big thing he's been trying to show her all day. That she's like, I'm busy. I'm doing stuff.
God.
He's like, I've got something to show you. It's really important.
I'm pretty sure I watched this movie.
It's okay. And then, he found it. He's like, I found a way back. And then they hug, and she's kind of crying, and she's like, they're gonna attack you. And he's like, I know. You have to go. Be safe. She's like, no, I can't. I'm staying. You can protect me by uploading me, right?
Uh-huh. Wink, wink. Right? You can do that, right?
Yeah. And he's like, no, I can sense your vitals. You're terrified of me. She's like, no, I'm not terrified of you. I'm terrified we'll lose this chance. What?
And then they get like the gang back in the shit town here watching. They're just like, fuck it, we're going in. And
let's just bomb it instead.
Let's just bomb it. I'm like, what is going?
Did you not hear Evelyn say that it's at least 50 feet below ground?
And they're just dropping mortar shells on the solar field.
Insanity.
Who's okaying this? What is happening here?
Yeah. She's like, no, you got to upload me. And he's like, why did you lose faith in me?
Yeah. And she takes a hit and she goes down, right? And Depp's now he's pissed. He's like, sending the nanobots in. So nanotech to the rescue here.
But meanwhile, like the nanobots are just rebuilding everything as fast as the military guys are destroying it. And you're like,
yes. Yeah.
What's the point of what they're doing at all?
Yeah. And then he picks up Evelyn and takes her into the lab, right?
Yep. And then
cut back to the town, right?
Yep, exactly. In town, Bree and some dude and Max get into a van. They're like, he's taking her underground. We got to go to the place.
We got to go to the place. Why didn't you just go there from the first? I don't know what's going on.
And apparently the whole town is full of people who are full of nanobots, obviously.
Yeah, nanotech guys. And I love how there's one random shot of like someone just flipping a car over. It's like, why? What is going on?
Well, that's when they attack. They attack the military from the town.
Yeah. No, I got that, but it was just like,
it's stupid.
It's just like stuff happening.
It's so frustrating.
We get the town people facing off with the military, right?
Yeah, very choppy.
Yeah, and then there's like a shot of the truck that they're in getting flipped over by nanotech, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, this scene was, I didn't get this.
Back with Will and Evelyn. So,
oh no, not that part. But go ahead.
Well, because then we come back to Will and Evelyn, and there's a power alert on the screen. It's like power alert. You're like,
power.
What
is happening? Why is this happening?
Also, why is there a power alert? Like all of the solar panels are reconstructing themselves. Like I don't understand everything seems fine on your end. I don't know. And meanwhile, like Will is just like muttering random shit, and like the one line that he keeps repeating over and over again: "People fear what they don't understand. People fear what they don't understand," and like whatever else. So much nonsense. This is when Will and Evelyn have like their first kind of like end scene confrontation where he's like, do you want to destroy me? And she's like, you're destroying all of them. He's like, no, I'm trying to save them. You don't understand. And then that's when it cuts back to the town. The hybrids are attacking everything. They're like, nobody's going to get hurt. Don't worry. And Bree is like, I'm going to kill Max if he doesn't upload the virus. And you're like, wait.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
so stupid. And then more Johnny Depp being like, people fear what they don't understand. People fear what they don't understand.
But then in that scene though, Johnny Depp is talking through one of the nano taking over humans, right? And he's like, doesn't he say he's like, I can.
This is exactly it. I can heal her body or upload the virus, Max, but I can't
do both.
I'm not enough power.
Windows 95 machine can't multitask.
This is when the movie gets wicked stupid. Like, it wasn't stupid enough. Now it's like, well, I can't do both of those things. Like a minute ago, you could do literally everything. Yes. So then Evelyn's like, well, Max can't die because of what we've done. That cuts back to them, and Will's like, I guess you're right. I kind of get it now. And then he like touches her blood.
Yeah.
And that's when he uploads her blood into himself. And he's like, well, I'm doing it.
Right.
I'm
going in.
She gets a good, like, I can see everything. He's like, look at the sky. Look at the clouds. We're healing the ecosystem, not harming it.
Yeah.
Particles join the air currents, building themselves from pollutants. Water so pure you can drink out of any river. I'm like, wait,
Forest
what about all the
regrown.
Animal feces? And I still probably don't want to drink it. I'm going to get giardia. Like,
what about all that radiation poison you just dumped in a lake, you morons?
He's like, I'm not destroying things. I'm building your dream. And then he quotes her from the beginning. And he's like, when she's like, we can heal the planet, blah, 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 whatever. So that's when we go back to town, and like the hybrid people just kind of like start like crying and like falling apart, but like also becoming normal-ish.
Yeah, I guess all the nanobots, because it's a hive mind, right? All the nanobots are dying off, or just right?
But you're like, why aren't they dying? Like we all assumed they were going to die, but they're all just like totally fine.
Yeah, and then like at the top of the building there's Morgan Freeman, and like all the military guys are knocked down, and they get up because all the nanobots kind of fall down, right? And I love I love how like they walk out the front door, the colonel and the FBI guy, and he's just like, "Oh, he didn't kill anyone." It's like, yeah, he didn't kill anyone. Oh, okay. And then it just shows Max running away on foot. Yeah, and you're like, so how far were they looking with the telescope? Because it's going to come into play here. Because he's with them now, like immediately. He shows up like boop, right there. And it's like, you need binoculars to see this place. That's pretty far. It was, I think, at least a couple miles. At least. And then we're now back in the bunker here in their fake home. Yeah. And they have their moment. They have a kiss, right? And she's like, it was you the whole time. And he's like, yep, always was. She's like, I'm sorry I didn't believe you. And then just like Romeo plus Juliet, the two lovers die together. And well, first, because she got to have him die basically in her arms. And then now she's dying in his. And he tells her to like, think about our garden, think about our sanctuary, and I'll never let you go. And then that's when Max shows up, and he's like, what the fuck is like, what's happening? What's going on? And then Will's like, and dies. You're like, there's like, but there's one more drip. Oh my God. Because this movie beats you over the head with symbols. Oh my God. And then we get the wrap up here, right? Yeah. So shots of nature, sunflower coming back to life, like that instantly, one sunflower in the garden. Yep. Like we can remember this from earlier. Servers shutting down, a city goes dark, right? Yep. And then we get the voiceover that the virus took out everything. Yep. So Paul Bettany there, Max, we're back to like the opening of the movie. There's technology's been basically destroyed here, right? Yes. Worldwide blackout, just like I said it would be. Yep. But I knew there was something more. There had to be. Like, who's writing this? Who says that to themselves? I'm never like, you know what? I knew there had to be something more. There had to be. Yeah, he created this garden so that they could be together. And then he's like, you see, it zooms in on him like examining the sunflower and like the dripping water off the flower. It's their old house, right? The backyard of their old house. Yeah, yeah, exactly. In the Faraday cage that doesn't work. And then there's some clearly the Faraday cage doesn't work because the nanobots. Yes, like you can see them like drip, like the water kind of like turns into a solid thing or something. Nano pool. Yeah. It's so stupid. It makes me so mad. And then it's just like, then it just cuts to black and credits. You're like, wait, so it's still there? So none of the rest of the movie mattered, really? Yeah. What a mess. And it just leaves you with. I was like, how am I supposed to feel right now? You just undid the last 45 minutes. It's like,
What?
Why does this movie exist? Like, what happened? What actually happened?
So frustrating.
There's like no real bad guy, I guess. Like,
I mean, like,
technically, Johnny Depp's character, willed AIs.
Kate Mara's character, because they do kill a bunch of people.
They definitely shoot people.
Kill a bunch of like students in a computer lab. It's not great.
No, it's like, wow.
The FBI is probably a villain because they're almost always a villain.
Yeah, what a mess. Whew. That's it,
Good
though, huh?
Movie.
Yeah, good movie to forget.
Don't watch it. Listen to this instead.
Yeah, I think that's fair advice. I think. Yeah, it's not good. It's just pretty boring, and then like you get to the end, you're like, there's no reason for this to exist. Like,
nope, there's no payoff. You're kind of like, oh well, I guess I kind of wish that they actually fixed the planet.
Yeah, that's the problem. It leaves you with like, yeah, I guess kind of some of this is okay. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, and then you're like, and then what happens to the nanobots in the water now at the house and the flower? Like,
yeah,
they just have like their own little ecosystem now offline in that one little flower. Like, what happens when someone like demolishes that house? Like,
yeah, I think he was trying to go for his Christopher Nolan moment, his spinning top moment. You know,
yeah,
it's not it.
No, this ain't it.
This ain't it. So. Whew. All right. Well, should we shut down the servers on this artificial intelligence?
Yeah. What intelligence? Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening to this episode and joining us through this journey through AI and the future. We'll be back next week with a new movie. In the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That. We're ITMTPod on Twitter. Subscribe if you're listening, and if you know someone who would enjoy this, send it to them.
While you're recommending things, you've got some nice words about us to say on your brain. Write a review at the same time. Why not? Repurpose that content. It's good for you. 5 stars would be nice. Apple, Spotify, maybe a comment, whatever you're into. Or if you want to send us an email, you can do that. Send us a long email. So maybe tell us a story. I don't know. Write a book.
Yeah. One that's better than this one.
Yeah, please tell us how this movie should have gone. It's thismeetsthat@gmail.com, or you can go to the website, find all of our old episodes, find contact information about me and Russ, other stuff someday, like we always promise, and we will deliver. I assure you, we will deliver. It's
2023. 2023, the year of delivering.
The year of It's thismeetsthat.com. The year of delivery. The year of deliverance.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
That's the show.